So, how many of you, how many of you are just like me and every day you get up, well, something's going to happen today. Something else is going to happen today. Well, something happens every day and we're not always happy with what happens or what doesn't happen. But since that time back in November, there's been a lot going on and a lot of people are out there saying, well, nothing's going on. Well, there is a lot going on. We just don't see it all. Um, there's been a lot of live videos that I've watched, and I pay attention to the chat. And sometimes there are people in there going like, I want to know more, but I don't know where to look. Well, I'll give you a few places you can go. One of the places, if you haven't ever done any research on any of this, is the X22 report. And you can find X22 on Rumble. You can find it on x22.com, which gives a list of all the places where he is. And you can also find him, he's not on YouTube, but you can also find him on BitChute and some of these other places and Telegram, and just go check him out. And Scott McKay, Simon Parkes, Prepping 101, Charlie Ward. And you can find those on YouTube. I don't know about anybody else, but I have a feeling there are things going on and there are major things coming. And I just don't know what they are for sure. You can look on 17. We're talking about the 17th letter of the alphabet. And there are lots of posts on there. If you go back and look, some of those things have already happened. So I'm inclined to believe, yes, there's a lot of truth in there. So go check that out. You have to go to the public drops, and that's where you can read all that stuff. I, for one, have felt a long time like there are major things that are going to happen, and I'm just waiting, watching and waiting. And the best comparison that I have come up with, and I've said this before, and it's like if you're familiar with the Charles Schulz Peanut Gang, and all the little specials that they've done. When I was a kid, that was the best thing on TV. I mean, other than Saturday morning cartoons, you waited for the specials that came on in prime time on certain holidays like Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving. And the Peanuts Gang had specials on all those holidays, and we like to watch those. But one of them was on Halloween, and it was called The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And poor Linus would sit in the pumpkin patch all night long, waiting on the Great Pumpkin to come. And the Great Pumpkin never did. And lo and behold, the sun came up and he was still waiting. So that's how this all feels right now. There's a lot happening. You don't know when it's going to happen. So you just feel like you're kind of sitting in the pumpkin patch, waiting on it to happen. And we grow weary of it. But for those that think you shouldn't be involved and shouldn't think about the future, and I know how hard it is to get up and go to work every day, and you've got your house to worry about, you got your kids to worry about, you got to make a living, you're tired when you come home, you want to turn on your favorite TV show or go do whatever it is you have to do, and you don't have time to check out what's going on in the world. And mainstream media isn't telling you the truth. So what are you going to do? Okay, so I know for me, when I was working, I felt like I was on a hamster on a wheel a lot of times. I worked 6 days a week, and except on Wednesday and Saturday, they were full days. I was working in a bank. And for people that think that that is nothing, you get weary. If you have to go check in someplace 6 days a week, you're there 6 days a week, whether you like it or not. And we did have some days off that gave us an extra day here and there. But for the most part, you're there 6 days a week if you're not on vacation. Okay. So basically, I felt like I was on a hamster on a wheel, because I was going to work, coming home, doing laundry, doing everything I had to do, and get it all done before I went to bed and wake up again the next day and do it all over again. So I know how busy it is. But now I'm not working anymore. And I think about my grandchildren, what their lives are going to be like when I'm long gone, and what we've left them with. Look at what we've left them with. The world is crazy. And we're trying to fix some of it. And I kind of consider myself a passive patriot. I'm a pacifist. I don't like conflict at all. But yeah, this grandmother went and got a CCW because I don't trust what's going on in the world today. That's just awful. It's just awful. And you got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for your family. That's how bad it's gotten. You've got all these groups out there causing problems, and they don't care about life. They care about the money they're being paid by the people who are backing the whole thing. And yeah, I just probably better drop that. I'm probably going to get kicked off before I even get started here. So all I can say is do your research, then decide what you really believe. Don't just, I don't know, take what the mainstream is telling you and live your life according to what they tell you. The mask thing has gotten totally out of hand. Everybody is sick of it. And I'm sorry, but I don't think the masks help. I'm not saying there's not a virus out there, but I'm saying I don't think the masks help. It gives me anxiety if I have to put it on. I mean, I don't know how the people like my children who work in a factory go to work and have that on all day long while they're trying to do their job, physically do their jobs with that mask on and breathe all day. And kids, I can't believe kids have to go to school wearing masks. That is so awful. I believe in staying safe. I believe that the virus is real. I believe that people have died because they've contracted it, but you have to look too at what other factors were there. And what happened to the flu, people? Have you noticed? How many people every year did you hear of dying from getting the flu, getting pneumonia, and getting in the hospital and then dying? Well, guess what? Where's that this year? Think about this stuff. Stop and think about it. And I guess I'll get off of here, but the financial system is another thing. That's a topic for another day. But think about that too. That's changing too. So, hey, you all have a great day. And hang in there. It's coming. You can't stop what's coming.